Dangerously cold wind chills will invade southern Wisconsin as we go into the overnight and into Thursday. But how long will this cold spell last, and what is the wind chill? I'll let you know.
Plus, with severe winter weather, schools can sometimes have to cancel class. But what plays into these kinds of closures and decisions? We'll tell you how one school district says it makes that decision. And later, could changes be coming to mandatory reporting of child abuse and neglect? The new legislation and what lawmakers are proposing. We welcome you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. I'm Sarah Carlson. Eric Franke is off tonight, and we are starting tonight with alert day conditions as bitterly cold air, dangerous stuff moving into southern Wisconsin. We could see below zero wind chills. Let's head straight to Alex Harrington with the very latest and just how cold are we talking?
Minus 20. I've been talking, as we mentioned, for days. First to put out an alert day for this dangerous period of wind chills down to minus 20. We even mentioned last week if we got that deep snowpack with that winter storm that we would have bitter cold air in southern Wisconsin, and it is on its way. It has its eyes set on us. Tomorrow morning, wind chills ranging from minus 14 to minus 17 to minus 19 in southern Wisconsin. Minus 20 is that threshold for really dangerously cold air where you have to worry about frostbite in as little as 15 to 30 minutes. So we're right on that threshold Thursday morning. Actual air temperatures, 19 in Madison, 25 in Janesville. We had a cold front move through southern Wisconsin, and that cold front is ushering in that cold air from the northwest, and it will continue to fill in overnight in southern Wisconsin. We've got more to talk about too. Speaking of cold, it will be cold the next 10 days, but how cold, I'll let you know when I come back in just a little bit. And then also, what is the wind chill? How does it work? I'm going to explain in a little while.
Sounds great. Thank you, Alex. And these extreme cold temperatures make almost everyone, except maybe a few dogs, want to stay inside, especially when it comes to kids as well, who have to hop on the bus to get to school. News 3 Now's Jalen Banks spoke with one district about how they determine when to cancel.
We're well into the winter season, and this week southern Wisconsin could face some pretty frigid temps. I had the chance to catch up with the Verona Area School District on how they determine school cancellations due to weather. Winter is in full swing for southern Wisconsin, some parts even seeing record-breaking snowfall over the weekend. This week, our first warned weather team is forecasting cold daytime and overnight temperatures. I had the chance to catch up with Chad Weezy, Deputy Superintendent of Verona Area Schools. He says school cancellations for cold and snow differ. However, time is of the essence to make a decision for both.
Then we'd really have to make a decision, no later than 5:30 a.m. Because we're in touch with folks like you to make sure our families are informed.
For cold days, they will cancel if there are sustained winds of negative 30 during the duration of the school day. For snow, it's more of a collaborative team effort between school staff, other local school districts, and the district's transportation service to determine road conditions. And as the weather changes, you can find the latest on school closings and the weather on our website at channel3000.com. For now, reporting in Verona, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Jalen. And you can track the forecast for yourself on our First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. Download this for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. We now know the identity of a Madison man whose body was recovered from Lake Monona on Thanksgiving. According to the Dane County Medical Examiner's Office, 43-year-old Kyle Bonnell of Madison died at the scene. Preliminary results indicate he died as a result of drowning, and additional testing is underway. In Rock County, a man is dead after a crash on U.S. Highway 14 earlier this morning. Investigators believe a Ford Fusion was traveling west on the highway near South Carver Rock Road when the driver lost control and crossed into the eastbound lane. A Chevy Avalanche heading east hit the Ford Fusion. Despite life-saving measures, the driver of the Ford Fusion died at the scene. Fire crews are looking to see what caused a house fire in Middleton this morning. Crews got a call to Sunset Ridge Drive at 2:14 a.m. The homeowner was able to get out of the house, luckily, before first responders arrived. Our camera person there saw smoke coming from the side of the house and the front door. The fire was put out almost immediately, but the house did suffer some pretty serious damages. Luckily, again, no injuries to report. A Wisconsin teenager is back with her family after being kidnapped. The family of this 16-year-old girl from Manitowoc called police on November 28th to report her missing after they hadn't heard from her and she didn't show up to work. Two Rivers police say the girl was last seen being picked up from a friend's house in Two Rivers by a male several hours before police were notified. One day later, Wyoming Highway Patrol stopped the suspected vehicle and found the girl and two men. The suspects claim they were hired to take the girl to Utah. Both men are now in custody and are also being investigated for their immigration status. Lawmakers at the state capitol are looking to close what they call a loophole in reporting child abuse. Today, the Republican-introduced bill went before the Assembly Committee on Criminal Justice and Public Safety. Our Ellie LaLiberte was there and breaks down how this legislation would work.
This bill also strengthens mandatory reporting requirements by...
This Republican-introduced bill looks to close what its authors say is a gap in mandatory reporting.
Under current law, child welfare departments are only required to refer suspected or threatened sexual abuse or trafficking to law enforcement within 12 hours. For all other forms of abuse, including physical, emotional, and neglect, referrals to police are discretionary, guided by internal department policies.
But this bill would require all cases of threatened or suspected child abuse to be referred to law enforcement. In addition, it adds child welfare staff to the long list of mandatory reporters.
Thought CPS would be mandatory reporters just like law enforcement is, just like teachers are. It's a simple solution.
This legislation passed in the state Senate back in November along party lines. Now, during that floor session, some Democrats brought up concerns that this could place an additional burden on the shoulders of law enforcement.
We support it. We just want to continue to make sure that we have the resources in place to allow us to appropriately address these issues.
Dane County Sheriff Calvin Barrett says he's already developing a plan.
We would need to create a sensitive crime unit with at least 7 to 10 sensitive crime detectives. We support it. It's needed. But again, like I've always talked about, we have to have the resources to continue to do the great services that we have.
Reporting at the state capitol, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Ellie. The Wisconsin Department of Children and Families also responded to this legislation, saying, quote, while well-intended, this bill would result in increased workloads for both local child welfare and local law enforcement agencies, straining the capacity of both systems in their efforts to protect kids and communities. Senator Tammy Baldwin says Congress needs to act for families who are feeling financial struggles this holiday season. The senator says she is prepared to expand health care subsidies and end tariffs, but has not found support from the Republican side.
It's hard for parents, especially, to get excited about the holidays when they know that everything from the price of groceries to the cost for gifts that they hope to give to their children to the cost of their health care for their family is all going up.
Senator Baldwin says that she expects a vote next week in the Senate on the health care subsidies set to expire at the end of the month. There are no current plans for a House vote. Senator Ron Johnson's press office did not respond to a request for comment on this story. Madison is reminding people that winter hours are about to start at the Streets Division. This is for drop-off sites for everything from trash to yard waste. The final day for extended hours at South Point and Sycamore is tomorrow. Starting on Friday, both sites are on winter schedules. Also, the Olin Avenue drop-off is now permanently closed, with a new site planned to open nearby next year. For a full list of what you can drop off and can't, and the hours, you can head to cityofmadison.com/streets. Coming up next, the AARP gives some advice on dealing with loneliness over the holidays, and more on the controversy over the childhood vaccine. The CDC is looking at changing requirements. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Vaccine advisors to the CDC are considering a major change to the childhood vaccine schedule. This would potentially delay a dose of the hepatitis B vaccine that newborns receive by weeks or even years. This is a group that was handpicked by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Earlier this year, Kennedy said that giving the hepatitis B vaccine to newborns is motivated by money and not health concerns. Infectious disease experts say it is key to preventing an illness that's easy to catch and impossible to cure. The FDA says faulty glucose monitors may be linked to at least 7 deaths and more than 700 serious injuries. Internal testing from Abbott found sensors in some of its Freestyle Libre 3 and Freestyle Libre 3 Plus devices may provide incorrect low glucose readings. About 3 million devices are affected, half of which are expected to have expired or have been used. Anyone with the product should check its model number to see if it's one of these and get rid of it. Last month, Abbott acquired Madison-based Exact Sciences for more than $20 billion. While the holidays are usually a time for cheer, that is not always the case for some. According to new research from AARP, 40% of adults age 45 and older say they're lonely. In midlife, people are often juggling careers, children, and caring for aging parents, while their social circles shrink. So during the holiday season, these feelings can be more pronounced. That's why nurturing relationships with friends and family, both in person and online, is so important this time of year.
If you have a passion, I'm sure there's a group, whether it's virtual or in person. And remember, you're only a stranger till you go in the door, because when you're going in that door, you're going into a room full of people who share your interests, and you have something, built in to talk about.
So if you or someone you know is struggling with loneliness, you could be sure to check out aarp.org/connect. And that's where you can find tips, resources, and articles that may be able to help. Still ahead, some patients at the Children's Hospital get a visit from a very special guest. And 3 of the largest mail carriers give out their shipping deadlines if you want to get your gifts to their destinations on time. Plus, bitter cold is on the way very, very soon. Alex returns with the latest models and how cold it's going to get. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Well, with the holidays coming up, Santa Claus is taking time out of his busy schedule to spread cheer to children who may not be home for Christmas. Today, jolly old St. Nick stopped by American Family Children's Hospital with a parade for all of the patients. Love this. Riding in on a fire truck from Madison Firefighters Local 311, Santa led the festive parade right outside the hospital for all the girls and boys to see.
If we can bring something that makes it a normal holiday and brings a little bit of normalcy to the kids and the families' lives, we'll do it as often as we can, and we'll do whatever we can.
For the last 65 years, Santa's visit to the Children's Hospital has been hosted by Madison Firefighters Local 311, including a donation of funds to buy gifts for each patient at the hospital. Thank you to them. And the Madison Police Department is asking for the public to help reunite a lost dog with its owner. An officer found this sweet dog just before 8 o'clock Monday. 2 people actually dropped it off. So it remains unclear whether they were the dog's owner or someone hoping to help. The dog lacks any identifying collar, tag, or microchip, so it's making it really difficult to trace the owner. Anyone claiming ownership also must contact the police and be ready to provide proof of ownership. If you believe this dog is yours or know who it may belong to, please call Madison Police. And luckily, that sweet pup isn't out there in this weather.
Yes, yeah.
Feeling like January out there.
Oh, feeling like January. Feeling like what's called the dead of winter, end of January, early February, where we often get wind chills down to -20, and that's what we're expecting. That's what we're forecasting tonight, going on into Thursday morning for all of southern Wisconsin. First in the area to put out an alert day for this dangerously cold weather that we're expecting. -19 in Camp Douglas, -17 in the Dells, -17 in Madison, and -15 to start off work and school, if there is school, in southern parts of southern Wisconsin as we go on into Thursday Thursday morning. And as we flash here into Friday morning, wind chills could get below zero again, -5. Not as dangerous as what we're expecting Thursday morning, but certainly cold enough. But what is the wind chill? Believe it or not, our body has an invisible layer of insulation. Obviously, you can't see it. But when there's no wind, your body's giving off heat out to space. And when there's no wind, that temperature of -3, well, it feels like -3 to your body. But then when you start to add wind into the picture, let's say it's winds of maybe 10 miles per hour, that invisible layer of insulation gets eroded away, and that allows your heat then to escape and to go out to space. So your body starts to cool down, and that temperature of -3, well, guess what it feels like to your body? Feels like -20. So that's how the wind chill works here. An invisible layer is broken by the wind, and that allows the heat from your body to escape to space and your skin and exposed flesh to unfortunately cool on down. Don't want to dismiss the actual air temperature. That's important. Pipes, we don't want any pipes to freeze in southern Wisconsin. We'll be down actual air temperatures to -4 to -5. And Thursday, we have that deceptive sunshine. You look out the window, looks like a nice day with the sun. You step outside, not so nice, especially for early December when average high temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s, and we're only in the lower to middle teens for highs Thursday. And our temperature roller coaster here, I'm not seeing any 40s, I'm not seeing any 50s here in the forecast. All 20s, maybe a 33. That's that warm spot, relatively speaking, as we head out to Wednesday. And small chances for snow Saturday night, going on into Monday night, going on into Tuesday night. These are little clipper-like systems that come in from the north and from the west, bringing us small, light snow chances. And of course, that Packer game on Sunday, it's going to be a cold one. Temperatures 20 here in Madison. It's going to be a little bit colder up in Lambeau Field. Here is that Packers forecast, breaking it down for you. As I mentioned earlier this evening, you might want 3 or 4 big green and gold jackets here to stay warm enough for the game here. Kickoff at 18, halftime at 16, at the end of the game 14. So a very cold Packers game against the Bears starting at 3:25 on Sunday.
I can picture people with those scarves wrapped around their heads.
Well, we do have the history of the Ice Bowl, right?
We do. We can handle it.
We can take it.
Thank you, Alex.
Yep.
Well, the holidays are right around the corner, so you might want to plan ahead if you're counting on shipping your gifts. The deadline for U.S. Postal Service ground and first class is before Christmas Day is in about 2 weeks. The priority mail deadline is December 18th. Now, FedEx recommends shipping between December 17th and 23rd for home delivery by the 24th. FedEx overnight and same day will be available until December 24th. UPS recommends shipping packages by December 19th for 3-day select or December 22nd or 3rd for second or next day air. Hope you memorized all of that.
I did, yeah. I already kind of knew, but it was a good reminder for me.
I think the big thing is just get to it.
Sure, exactly. And Greg Gard wants to deliver a Big Ten opening win this evening, and he says ahead of Bucky's Big Ten opener, he's not so patient when it comes to progress. More on that next on News 3 Now. For the most part, Greg Gard is a pretty even-keeled guy. But when it comes to patiently waiting for his team to improve, well, his patience, it runs thinner than the ice out on Lake Mendota right now. Basically non-existent. The Badgers haven't been at their best through 7 games, but there's no more time to wait. Their Big Ten slate starts tonight.
Regardless of who we're playing and when or where, it was just we have to continue to get better. And I said that when we were 4-0, and I said that before. After we've come back from the West Coast trip, we got to get better. We will. It's just going to take time with, and we want it yesterday, and so I have to learn to be a little more patient. I'm not a real patient person when it comes to that type of stuff.
The season's over, but Wisconsin football suffered another loss today. It is National Signing Day when recruits officially commit to their schools. And the Badgers didn't just lose their top prize, they only have 2 commits from the state of Wisconsin. The Badgers' 2026 recruiting class ranks 77th in the country and 16th best in the Big Ten. They did, however, secure Ryan Hopkins, a prized top 50 quarterback in the country. There was, however, one big win today. Their top recruit from last year's recruiting cycle, Mason Poza, paid off. He was named to the Big Ten's 3rd team today. He led Bucky with 61 tackles, the most by a Badger freshman since TJ Edwards in 2015. There is just one more sleep left until tourney time for Wisconsin volleyball, and they're hoping that their first round is the first of many wins. This is not a program that is complacent in the postseason. Like years past, this year's new look group doesn't want to just make a run, they want to make a deep run.
That's what everyone, wants to do. That's what we strive for each and every day. That's the work we're putting into, is to try and go as deep as possible. And I really think this team can do this. Like I said, we're gelling at the right time. If everyone's going to do it, it's going to be us. I think we're a really dangerous team come postseason right now.
And we'll be following them every step of the way. Always so fun to watch Wisconsin volleyball.
Oh, they are. They're awesome. Thanks so much. And we have one final check on the forecast. It's nice to play volleyball inside.
Inside sports, yes.
Yeah.
Good time for that, with temperatures getting down into the single digits below zero for the actual air temperature. The feels like factor went down to -20. Blaze will be here a little bit later for our 10 o'clock newscast with the very latest temperatures across all of southern Wisconsin. And get ready for the upcoming Packers game. It's going to be a cold one with on and off light snow chances. So staying very January-like in the beginning of December.
I guess we're going to have to get used to it.
You have to get used to it the next 10 days. I've said this before. The late Grandma Harrington would say, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I love that. Thank you, Alex. And thanks for joining us, everyone. Coming up next is Entertainment Tonight. Of course, tune in with us again at 10 o'clock. And you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. Have a good night. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.